The year is 1993. Zambian football is feeling confident about finally making it to the World Cup. This year will be held in the United States, and it would be the first time for many of the team to go to the U.S. Their victory over Italy in 1988 in the Olympics seems like forever ago, but the players feel like they are building to their big break, in which they will make it to the World Cup tournament. Zambia, never having qualified for the World Cup before, knew that this was their opportunity. This was their chance to make it to the big tournament. Zambia has had their chances to win big tournaments. In 1990, they were bounced in the semifinals in the Pan-African tournament of the African Cup of Nations. Then in 1992, they were eliminated in the first round of the knockout round. But this year would be different. This was going to be their year. Their route to the World Cup qualification was going to come through their success at the African Cup of Nations. Kalusha Bwalya had his duties with his club team, and so was not able to make it to the first match of the World Cup qualifying. But he would make it to the next match in Senegal. Zambia played the first match against Mauritius on April 25, 1993, without Kalusha Bwalya, and the team dominated with a 3-0 win. After their win, the team were off to Senegal. Since the Football Association of Zambia typically did not have a large budget, they would use the military planes as their mode of transport between matches. The route required many stops for refueling, including Kinshasa, Zaire, Libreville, Gabon, Abidjan, before landing in Dakar, Senegal. It was on their last stop before making the diagonal flight across the Atlantic Ocean. Their pilot had been working long hours and was just hoping to complete the flight and get some rest. The DHC-5D Buffalo is a dual-prop plane, which made it very loud and noisy, an uncomfortable experience for the players on board. As the plane lifted off from Gabon, the pilot noticed they had an engine fire. As soon as the realization is made, the pilot reaches up to switch off the engine and put out the fire. But the nose of the plane starts to dip, and the engine fire persists. They had just taken off the wrong engine, but they didn't have the airspeed or altitude to fix the mistake that was made. The plane crashed right off the coast of Gabon in the Atlantic Ocean. All 25 passengers and 5 crew members perished in the crash. The tragedy brought great sorrow on the people of Zambia. Frederick Chiluba, the second president of Zambia, addressed the nation saying, "We must start now, this month, to build a new team, so the hopes don't lie within their graves. I have decided that we will continue the competition in the African Cup of Nations and for the World Cup." The resolve of the nation of Zambia was tested. During the weeks following the plane crash, they opened up tryouts for a younger generation to play on the national team. These players, along with Kalusha Bwalya, had unfinished business. They were only a few steps away from qualifying for the African Cup of Nations and thus the World Cup. The first game was scheduled to resume the qualifying for the African Cup of Nations. Zambia was hosting Morocco in an emotional return, June 4th, 1993. While Zambia lacked the talent, they were motivated and passionate in their play. After some early action, Zambia netted their first from a set piece outside the top of the 18-yard box. The crowd completely came alive, and the hopes of Zambia were revitalized in a moment. But it was going to take more than one win. It was about the dreams of winning a major championship or playing in the major tournament, the World Cup. That was still in the hearts of the nation. Zambia was only one draw away, one tie from booking their ticket to the U.S. October 10, 1993. Could have been the day to return for Zambian football glory, but Morocco had other ideas, winning the match 1-0 and sending the passion-led Zambian side packing. But they were still looking to raise the trophy as champions of Africa. They had made it to the finals in Tunisia, their opponent, Nigeria. Merely 1 year after the accident, this was a chance to win it for their fallen brothers. April 10, 1994. Zambia took the early 1-0 lead, but Nigeria would respond to come to level pegging. Nigeria, then scoring again, took the lead to 2-1. Even with a passionate pursuit by Zambia in the second half, they would fall short and be runners-up in 1994. Even though the comeback wasn't complete with a championship, it showed that even with a completely new roster, and making it all the way to the finals, anything is possible. With passion and purpose, anything is possible. Join us next time as a new generation rises out of the ashes and takes on the very best of Africa, with Ghana and Ivory Coast standing in the way of a championship for Zambia. It would be the resolve of the nation that would prove to be the difference. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you get all the new videos. Tzaonana.